Hello friends, welcome to lesson 10, Structure and Functions of Trade Union. Introduction. Trade union is a direct product of industrialization process. In India, the foundation of modern industry was laid between 1850 and 1870. Prior to that, trade was confined to individuals and families like craftsmen and artisans. They had expertise and specialized skills which was inherited by their offsprings. After industrial revolution, there were drastic changes in industrial scenario including trade unionism. A trade union is an organization of employees formed on a continuous basis for the purpose of securing diverse range of benefits. It is a continuous association of wage earners for the purpose of maintaining and improving the conditions of their working lives. Objectives. After completion of this lesson, you will be able to understand the structure and types of trade union. You will be able to describe the functions of trade union. So, let us begin our discussion about what is a trade union. The Trade Union Act of 1926 defines trade union as any combination, whether temporary or permanent, formed primarily for the purpose of regulating the relations between workers and employers or for imposing restrictive conditions on the condition of any trade or business and includes any federation of two or more unions. This definition is very exhaustive as it includes associations of both the workers and employers and the federations of their associations. The relationships are both temporary and permanent. This means it applies to temporary workers or contractual employees as well. The definition thus implies these aspects. Trade union is an association either of employees or employers or of independent workers. It is a relatively permanent formation of workers. It is not a temporary or casual combination of workers. It is formed for securing certain economic benefits like better wages, better working and living conditions and social benefits such as educational, recreational, medical, respect for individual to members. Collective strength offers a sort of insurance cover to members to fight against irrational, arbitrary and illegal actions of employers. Members can share their feelings, exchange of notes and fight the employer quite effectively whenever he goes off the track. According to Sidney and Beatrice Webbs, a trade union is a continuous association of wage earners for the purpose of maintaining and improving the conditions of their working lives. Trade union can be understood as an organization whose membership consists of workers and union leaders united to protect and promote their common interests. The principal purposes of a labor union are to negotiate wages and working condition terms, regulate relations between the workers, its members and the employer, take collective action to enforce the terms of collective behavior, raise new demands on behalf of its members and help settle their grievances. A trade union may be a company union, also called house union, that represents interests of only one company and may not have any connection with other unions. A company union is often a bogus one and generally illegal. A general union also is called as industrial union that represents workers from several companies in the same industry. A craft union that represents skilled workers in a particular field such as carpentry or welding. At present, there are number of trade unions in India. Few of the major central trade unions are the Indian National Trade Union Congress INTUC. In May 1947, INTUC was formed by the Congress party and the top Congress leaders like Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who were also associated with it. The objectives of the union are to adopt peaceful means for the settlement of labor disputes. Government of India declared this union in 1948 as the most representative union in the country. It represented Indian labour organizations at International Labour Organization meets right up to 1978. But the government of India has broken this monopoly and nominated a member of Hind Mazdoor Sangh to represent the working class at the World Labour Meet at Geneva on 3rd June 1979. It has strong roots in West Bengal, Assam, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Bihar. It has large number of members from textiles, tea, jute, transport and mining industries. Another union is All India Trade Union Congress AITUC. This union came into existence in 1920 mainly on the pattern of the British trade unions. It serves as the labour forum for Communist Party of India at present. It is considered as the second largest union in India and it is very strong in West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh and Punjab. Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh BMS. This union was formed in 1955 as an affiliate to Bharatiya Jan Sangh Party. During the last couple of years, its membership has gone up to a great extent. The Hind Mazdoor Sangh HMS, it was formed in December 1981 in Calcutta by the socialists who neither approved of INTUC nor AITUC. The HMS was organized with a view to keeping its members free from any political or other outside interference. Its members are generally from industries like railways, cotton, textiles, coal mining, engineering and post and telegraph departments. The Praja Socialist Party and Samyukta Social Party dominated this union. These parties became constituents of the Janata Party. The United Trade Union Congress UTUC. It was formed on 30th April 1949 by those persons who were dissident socialists. It functions mainly in Kerala, West Bengal, Bihar and Tamil Nadu. Its political affiliations are with left-wing parties. The Centre of Indian Trade Unions CITU, which was formed in 1970. Friends, let us now try to understand the structure and types of trade union. In India, the structure of trade union consists of three levels: plant, shop or local level, the state level and the center level. It is generally from the central level that the ideology of the important central federations of labour in India percolates down to the state and local levels. Every national or central federation of labour in India has state branches, state committees or state councils from where its organization works down to the local level. There are two types of organizations to which the trade unions in India are affiliated: National Federation and the Federations of Unions. Let us now understand about national federations. The national federations have all the trade unions in a given industry as their affiliated members. Every trade union, irrespective of the industry to which it belongs, can join a general national federation. Such federations are the apex of trade union policies and have a national character. The central union organizations are national federations of labour based on different political ideologies. Because of their political leanings, the affiliated trade unions in the field of labor relations follow either a militant policy or a policy of cooperation with the employers and the government, or a policy of continuous strife and litigation. The trade union leaders to these national organizations is generally provided by the politicians. Such leaders are found leading a dozen or more unions in a particular state. The national or central federations are empowered to decide the question of jurisdiction of the various local and national unions. A majority of these federations allowed their affiliates to bargain independently with their respective employers. The federations only act as coordinating authorities for different unions under their control. They also select delegates to represent workmen in international conferences organized by International Labour Organization or the International Confederation of Free Trade Unions. The All India Federation of Trade Unions has a regular structure. When we discuss about Federation of Unions, we come to know that these are the combinations of various unions for the purpose of gaining strength and solidarity. They can resort to concentrated action when the need for such action arises without losing their individuality. Such federations may be local, regional, state, national and international. There are a few organizations which are local in character, such as the Labour Progressive Federation, Chennai Bharatiya Kamgar Sena, the National Front of Indian Trade Unions and the Coordinating Committee of Free Trade Unions. Let us now try to discuss about different types of trade unions. The types of trade unions based on ideology. Revolutionary unions. They believe in destruction of existing social economic order and creation of a new one. The aim is to shift power and authority and use of force. For instance, left unions. Reformist or welfare unions work for changes and reforms within existing socio-political framework of society. They are reflected in European model. Uplift unions. They advocate extensive reforms well beyond the area of working conditions, that is change in taxation system, elimination of poverty, etc. There are different types of union based on trade. Many unions have membership and jurisdictions based on the trades they represent. The narrowest in membership is the craft union, which represents only members certified in a given craft or trade such as pipe fitting, carpentry and clerical work. Craft unions are very common in the Western world. Craft unions are not common in countries like India. At the other extreme are the workers represented in the General Union, which has members drawn from all trades. Most unions in India and Sri Lanka are in this category. There are also unions of blue collar workers and white collar workers. Union representing workers employed on the production floor or outdoor trades such as construction work are called blue collar unions. In contrast, these employees in shops and offices and who are not in management grades and perform clerical and allied functions are called white collar workers. In addition, trade unions may be categorized on the basis of the industries in which they are employed. Examples of these are workers engaged in agriculture or forestry, hence agricultural labor unions or forest workers unions. Unions can also be categorized on the basis of agreement. Trade unions are also formed on the basis of type of agreement involved and the degrees of membership. It includes closed shop, where management and union agree that the union would have sole responsibility and authority for the recruitment of workers. It is called a closed shop agreement. The worker joins the union to become an employee of the shop. The Taft-Hartley Act of 1947 bans closed shop agreements in USA, although they still exist in construction and printing trades. Sometimes the closed shop is also called the hiring hall. Union shop, where there is an agreement that all new recruits must join the union within a fixed period after employment, it is called a union shop. Preferential shop, when a union member is given preference in filling a vacancy, such an agreement is called as preferential shop. Maintenance shop, in this type of arrangement, there is no compulsory membership in the union before or after the recruitment. However, if the employee chooses to become a member after recruitment, his membership remains compulsory right throughout his tenure of employment with that particular employer. This is called maintenance of membership shop or maintenance shop. Agency shop, in terms of the agreement between management and the union, a non-union member has to pay the union a sum equivalent to members' subscription in order to continue in employment with the employer. This is called as an agency shop. Open shop. Membership in a union is in no way compulsory or obligatory either before or after recruitment. In such organizations, sometimes there is no union at all. This is the least desirable form for unions. This is referred to as an open shop. After discussing about types of unions, let us now try to understand the functions of trade unions. Trade unions perform a number of functions in order to achieve various objectives to strengthen labor relations. First type of functions are militant functions or protective or intramutual functions, which include protecting the workers' interests, that is hike in wages, providing more benefits, job security, etc. through collective bargaining and direct action such as strikes, gheraos, etc. The activities performed by trade unions leads to the betterment of position of members in relation to their employment. The aim of such activities is to ensure adequate wages, secure better conditions of work and employment, get better treatment from employers, etc. When the unions fail to accomplish these aims by the method of collective bargaining and negotiations, they adopt tactics like go slow tactics, strike, boycott, gherao, etc. Hence, these functions of the trade unions are known as militant or fighting functions. Thus, the militant functions of the trade union aims at achieving higher wages and better working conditions, to raise the status of workers as part of industry, to protect laborers against victimization and injustice. The other set of functions are fraternal functions. Fraternal or extramural functions include providing financial and non-financial assistance to workers during the periods of strikes and lockouts, extension of medical facilities during casualties, provision of education, recreational and housing facilities, provision of social and religious benefits, etc. Another set of activities performed by trade unions aims at rendering help to its members in times of need and improving their efficiency. Trade unions try to foster a spirit of cooperation and promote friendly industrial relations and diffuse education and culture among their members. They take up welfare measures for improving the morale of workers and generate self-confidence among them. They also arrange for legal assistance to its members if necessary. Besides these, they undertake many welfare measures for their members, for example, school for the education of children, library, reading rooms, indoor and outdoor games and other recreational facilities. Some trade unions even undertake publication of some magazine or journal. The fraternal functions depend on the availability of funds which the unions raise by subscription from members and donations from outsiders. Thus, aims of fraternal functions of trade unions are to take up welfare measures for improving the morale of the workers, to generate self-confidence among workers, to encourage sincerity and discipline among the workers, to provide opportunities for promotion and growth, to protect women workers against any kind of discrimination. There are also political functions. These functions include affiliating the union to a political party, helping the political party in enrolling members, collecting donations, seeking the help of political parties during the periods of strikes and lockouts. Social functions. These functions include carrying out social service activities, discharging social responsibilities through various sections of society like educating the customers, etc. It is extremely important to strengthen the functioning of trade unions. Let us discuss some of those measures which can minimize trade union problems, and it will also strengthen the trade unions. United Labour Front. Unions must make joint front, splinter groups or multiple unions disintegrate their energies, dilute their power and reduce their effectiveness. It gives adequate strength to the trade unions both in industry and also in parliament. Efficient leadership. Outside leadership is the main cause for the multiple problems of the trade unions. These problems can be eradicated through the development of leadership talents from within. Management should encourage internal workers to lead their own movement. Management and trade unions should provide educational and training facilities for the development of internal leadership. Membership fees. The membership fees should be raised as the amount of wages of the workers increased significantly compared to the situation in 1926, when for the first time the Trade Union Act provided for the collection of 25 paise per month per member as the subscription fee. The Trade Union Act amended in 2001 states that minimum rate of subscription by members of the trade union is fixed at 1 per annum for rural workers, 3 rupees per annum for workers in other unorganized sectors and 12 rupees per annum in all other cases. Some other sources of finance may also be explored to make trade union financially healthy. The other measures to strengthen trade union are: the trade unions should expand welfare measures to members and actively pursue social responsibilities. Social responsibility of trade unions should go beyond their limited constituency within members only. Trade unions should make efforts to raise their declining membership. Trade unions must broaden their base membership in unorganized sectors which constitute about 92% of the workforce, and IT sectors or BPO call centers from where most of the employment is coming in contemporary times. Trade unions must reorient themselves. How they can do this? By shifting the focus from political ideology obsession to business union partners in progress sharing the gains, dissenting organizations to accompanying organization, bureaucratic organization to democratic and service organization, power hunger to service orientation. Trade unions should be smart, IT savvy, online working to have connectivity to employees abroad as also international trade unions and other trade bodies. According to Zoll, trade unions have to adapt to new realities in new business environment. The simple notion of solidarity is now outdated. Narrow concepts to encompass the mutual support of those whose positions and interests are different. The concept of solidarity is getting diluted because of diversities in workforce and increasing individualization. In order to make members updated, trade unions must organize continuous training and developmental programs. Future needs smart and responsive trade unions if they have to survive and thrive. There should be legal provision for recognition of the representative union. Unions should not intervene in day-to-day matters. They must focus on important issues affecting the workers. The Trade Unions Act 1926 has been amended from time to time, and the most important being the Trade Unions Amendment Act 2001. This act has been enacted in order to bring more transparency and to provide greater support to trade unionism in India. Some of the salient features of the Trade Unions Amendment Act 2001 are: no trade union of workmen shall be registered unless at least 10% or 100, whichever is less, subject to a minimum of 7 workmen engaged or employed in the establishment or industry with which it is connected, are the members of such trade union on the date of making of application for registration. A registered trade union of workmen shall at all times continue to have not less than 10% or 100 number of the workmen, whichever is less, subject to a minimum of 7 persons engaged or employed in the establishment or industry with which it is connected as its members. A provision for filing an appeal before the industrial tribunal or labour court in case of non-registration or for restoration of registration has been provided. All office bearers of a registered trade union, except not more than 1/3 of the total number of office bearers or 5 number, whichever is less, shall be persons actually engaged or employed in the establishment or industry with which the trade union is connected. Minimum rate of subscription by members of the trade union is fixed at 1 per annum for rural workers, 3 rupees per annum for workers in other unorganized sectors, and 12 rupees per annum in all other cases. The employees who have been retired or have been retrenched shall not be construed as outsiders for the purpose of holding an office in the trade union concerned. For the promotion of civic and political interests of its members, unions are authorized to set up separate political funds. Friends, let us now summarize this lesson. Trade union is a direct product of industrialization process. In India, the foundation of modern industry was laid between 1850 and 1870. Prior to that, trade was confined to individuals and families like craftsmen and artisans. Indian trade union movement can be divided into 3 phases. In India, the structure of trade union consists of three levels: plant shop or local level, the state level and the center level. There are two types of organizations to which the trade unions in India are affiliated: national federations and the federations of unions. Trade unions perform a number of functions in order to achieve the objectives, and the Trade Unions Act 1926 has been amended from time to time, and the most important being the Trade Unions Amendment Act of 2001. Thank you.